Welcome back to the Kooky Time Podcast. You might be wondering where the we've been.
Where the hell we've gone. Welcome, one. Welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, theys and the gays, to the Kooky Room.
Yeah, we are in a new studio. This is our first day using it, so...
We're in a new studio,
listen,
honey.
If the editing's giving kooky, this was our first time.
If we're giving kooky, this is the Kooky Time Podcast, and you knew what to expect. That's what I'm talking about.
I think it's going to slay, though.
I think it is. I mean, we're giving cute. We have our lime chairs here with us today.
I
give it a
it.
spank. We have our lime chairs here with us today. And you know what my thing lately actually has been? To throw a little lime in my Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. So it's giving lime. It's giving kooky time.
I don't even know where we start, but we have a list of stuff to talk about.
Our first 4 episodes were great and fantastic. And thank you to everyone who has supported and been supporting.
Incredible.
We had to have a little breather moment for the last quarter of the year because a few big things happened that were out of our control. And
time just literally went so fast between all these things happening.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking fault. It's not our fault.
There's no fault. So you guys saw us was at the end of September. We were about to go into the winter era. And unfortunately, we started going into the winter era off with a bad bang.
Long story short, rest in peace to my Norman. Which was literally so unexpected. Just took me out. Not expected. I can't even, tell the story. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you know the story. But it's just, it's scarring, basically, because it was unexpected. So, that happening, plus we had some plans, in the next few weeks. The last thing I could do was sit down and film a podcast. It just wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm. So we had a trip planned for the end of October to go and visit my sister and my brother-in-law down in Vegas. And so we had this trip planned, and unfortunately, right 2 weeks.
No, less than a week.
Yeah,
6 days.
6 days before we went on this trip was when the Norman incident occurred.
Which, I just have to say, imagine if it happened. What if he got sick while we were there? That would have been even more scarring. So,
in hindsight, honestly, things happened at a good timeline because it would have been definitely worse if you're out of the country when something like that happens.
I would have preferred it not to happen, but, thank you for not doing it a week later.
Yeah, I mean... silver linings here, people. Silver linings. But yeah, so right before we went on this trip that we were so excited for, in which also we were driving, we decided we were going to do a road trip style. We're let's do it. Let's go, girls. And off we were. But so yeah, 6 days before this road trip to Vegas, we lost Norman Jean. So it was just a little bit of a situation. So off the girls went to Vegas. We drove on down from Vancouver Island, Canada, where we are. Most of you know this already. And we went down through Washington, through Oregon. We crossed over into Idaho.
It was a little scarring. I don't know if I'd want to do it again, honestly. I'm a person of comfort.
I love a road trip. I love to see. I think you get so much perspective of the areas.
This is my thing. I feel next time I'm I need a night in Boise, Idaho. Don't want to be in Boise, Idaho, but next time I need a 4-hour layover in Boise, Idaho.
No nights in Boise, Idaho will ever be occurring. Unless you're a fan from Boise. And one day we have a show there. And
I would.
Hi Boise.
Yeah.
But no, definitely a night somewhere. I don't feel like Boise, but
anywhere
somewhere.
else would be too soon though. It's a weird route. Because once you hit Boise, then you're into the weirdest place I've ever been. What was it called? Twin Falls.
Honkadoodle Island.
Twin Falls, Idaho. Sorry if you're from there. And then we drove Nevada for 7 hours. So there, I mean, unless you want to stay in a random Nevada desert town, which
Yeah.
I feel like is literally...
What about Oregon? Because my thing is, if you're doing another day, then you know, could do like a little bit longer, like an extra hour or two, and stay somewhere nice.
Yeah, I could do that.
But anyways, so we went on this trip to Vegas, and through the grieving, we had a great time, and it was wonderful, actually. It was actually a great trip. Fantastic
We can put in
trip.
some pictures.
We can put in some pictures.
Of what we did.
Follow us on our social media. We posted some pictures there, too. We had a great trip. It was really, really nice. It was really fun. It was honestly like summer weather at the end of October and beginning of November. I mean, who doesn't love that? I mean, Canadians,
So
you know what I'm
nice.
talking about. And so, yeah, it was a really good time, really good trip. We did some really cool things there. I hadn't been to Vegas since the Sphere was a thing. And so it was really cool to see. Even though it was just kind of like a massive television, my eyes after 15 minutes of looking at it kind of hurt.
It was pretty cool, though.
But it was cool. Like, it was not, I'm a sucker for like an architectural, like monument landmark moment. And the Sphere is just like one of those cool things and innovative.
It was near Halloween, too, so they had some really cool, like, videos on it, like eyeballs and melting and, like, horror. They called it, like, the horror sphere or something.
Yeah.
They had videos of it.
We also got to try a lot of cool spots that we really wanted to try.
What was your favorite, like, food that we tried?
I don't know, because I really love all kinds of food. So I love everything. But if I had to pick like one food that I really liked.
We tried Raising Cane's for the first time. That was one
We
thing.
did. We tried Raising
like
Cane's for the first time.
sauce. I like it.
I liked the sauce too. It was good. I don't know. It's so hard to choose. I gotta be honest.
Crumble.
Also tried crumble cookies for the first time.
The
on that
last
trip.
people in the world to try
The last people in the world, and you know what? Here we are. Yes, we love cookies, and yes, they were really good.
What's your highlight from Vegas, then?
Okay.
Give me a highlight and a low light, and then I'll do mine.
Okay, low light. I don't even have a single low light. I'm like highlights only on the Vegas trip.
Okay.
All highlights for me. Getting to see my brother-in-law play hockey in the home. He plays for the Vegas Golden Knights. For anyone who doesn't know. Getting to see him play hockey in the home arena, because I actually hadn't seen them play in Vegas before, was really fun. It was a really cool atmosphere, and to see, you know, the fans, the Vegas fans, was really something to see. I think, you know, obviously knowing someone that, you know, plays for them, you're just naturally inclined to know more about the whole Vegas team situation. But it is kind of crazy, their whole story of like how they started. They're one of the newest teams in the NHL, for anyone who doesn't know. And so starting a team in the desert in a non-like hockey town, I feel like a lot of people didn't really know how it was going to go, and it's gone so well. And then for them to win a Stanley Cup and then be where they are now is just like really cool. So seeing that environment and the fans and the whole just tea of it all was so fun. And then also,
No, you only get one.
oh my gosh,
You
I
get
only
one
got
highlight
one.
and one low light. My highlight was probably the Lady Gaga store.
Okay, yeah, the
Which
Lady
was
Gaga Museum.
So iconic. Like, the stuff that we saw was literally like, I don't know if I was brought to tears, but my eyes were welling up.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, there
That's
is
why I'm wearing
a
this.
House of Gaga museum / store in the Park MGM Hotel in Vegas. And it was pretty cool. They had so much more stuff than I thought they would have. I mean, I was going in there thinking, sure, like a little museum shop, like you don't really know what the expectations are. But when I tell you guys, they had everything. Everything.
We were literally like in the middle of the corner of the store being like, we need to touch her shoe. We need to touch her shoe.
Listen.
And we did touch her shoe.
We touched Lady Gaga's shoe.
Yeah. The motorcycle from Born This Way.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. But first, I was just going to say the meat dress.
Yeah.
They had the meat dress. Like, if you know Lady Gaga, you know the meat dress. And just, wow. It was just there, and it was still meaty. It was still giving. But yeah, the Born This Way bike, the motorcycle from the cover. Anyone who knows Lady Gaga, Born This Way, like, iconic album, like, legendary. And she's just like a part of this super sick motorbike. Not bicycle. I don't know why I said that. Motorbike. And the motorcycle was in the shop just like there. So I like got to touch the handlebar low key.
It was everything.
But
you know that guy working there was touching everything when that store was closed.
I just had to touch that little handlebar because that album like changed my life. Mm-hmm. So for me, everything. I was like, the fact that it was there was even crazy. And so if you're a Lady Gaga fan and you go to Vegas, it would be criminal for you to not go check out the House of Gaga. Like,
and I guess they change every like few months or so often. So it's like next time we go, we need to go again. And I would buy more merch. There was other stuff I wanted there. I will say it is really expensive, but if you're like a fan, it's kind of worth it. Like this hoodie was $85 USD, which I feel like is kind of expensive, but I was like, well, I need it obviously.
Is there finance podcasts?
Yeah, I think
Can
there
someone
is.
Tell me? Is that really stupid to say?
That old guy on TikTok that does like the call-ins. You've seen him. He does the
okay,
call-ins.
wait, yeah,
I'm
okay.
obsessed with him.
No, okay, we're not going to old guy on TikTok him. I forget his name, but he is, I think he's
Dave something.
MSNBC. Dave Ramsey.
Yes. He's a living icon and a living legend.
He gives good financial tea for the financial girlies. But yeah, other than him, though, I don't really know a lot of financial TikToks. But, so, okay, moving on.
After Vegas.
So, okay, not even after. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to stay out of Vegas because I want 2 more highlights.
What?
Because it was such a good trip for me. Okay. So I'm going to pop on with 2 more quick highlights.
Okay.
Another great moment for Vegas. We went to a really cool restaurant called Delilah in the Wynn. And anyone who's been there before would know that you can't really have your phones out. You're not supposed to really take photos. It's really, really low key. So, of course, we had to adhere to the rules. And it was really cool, though. It's set up like almost a 1930s, 1940s. Mm-hmm. Don't quote me. I'm not a time historian.
It gives like, what's the movie with Leo? It gives like Great Gatsby. That's
a good way to put it. Because it was kind of like you kind of walk into this restaurant, you go down into like the area, and there's like old showgirls and like a singer and a piano, like an old jazz like vibe, and like, but it's still kind of Vegas-y. But it's, you know, this super iconic place. And so my sister and brother-in-law took us there, and it was just an amazing meal, amazing atmosphere, such a fun vibe at the Wynn.
It was good. I
fear
that I am addicted to my phone, though, because I wanted to take a picture so bad.
She did. She really fought, though, the urges, and she, you know, held her own in there. So, period.
I love the food, though. Like, oh my God, I love a beef Wellington.
We did have a beef Wellington.
A Wagyu, pigs in a blanket. So good.
So good.
That was good.
We also had a few other things. I can't even remember because all I remember is getting so full to the point that I thought I would explode.
Yeah.
Like, I get full. You'll get full from a meal. That specific meal fullness, I feel like I will never forget because it was like so full. So good. And then we got back just in time for Wicked.
Oh my God, there's nothing.
Just in time.
There has been nothing in the past 10 years that has made me feel as good as this movie makes me feel. Like, I feel like I'm a child again being obsessed with something.
We know that it is 2025 now and that this movie came out in November.
I don't care.
But you guys, this movie is everything. The vibes have not been vibing since like the beginning of Marvel.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter era. I don't even know, because honestly, nothing compares to this. And I feel like going into it, I knew I was going to probably like it because I'd seen the musical when I was like 14 in London. Like for those of you who know me, just a couple of years ago.
I know. I feel like I saw it when I was like, I was trying to remember, I think like 17. So it's been a long time.
Yeah. So I had seen the musical in London and I really, really liked it. I remember even back then, me and my sister downloaded on iTunes the songs onto our iPods that were from the Broadway, musical. And we loved it. We lived for it then. So I was interested to see how it was going to translate to film because stage to film is so different, and the emotions of the play And just the story is so intricate, and there are so many intertwined stories that I was so just ready to see it on the screen and how they would do that. And I think they did such an amazing job.
I haven't felt something since Twilight. And I
she
felt
said,
something again.
hasn't felt a single emotion since Twilight. So here we are. Thank you, Wicked, for bringing her back to life.
It's still like, the Wicked soundtrack is still like plays in my car every day. Me like the Lil Baby album or the Wicked album.
I mean,
what vibe did we want today?
It's Little Baby or Wicked. That's my two personalities, Little Elphaba and Little Baby.
Okay, mine literally changes weekly, but what is your favorite song right now from Wicked? I'm assuming it changes weekly.
Could never choose a favorite song because just impossible to choose. And also impossible for me to choose anything but Defying Gravity because I just would have to say so. However, I will say Defying Gravity has always been my favorite Wicked song, like even from the Broadway, so I always loved that one. But I will say in this rendition, like from the film, No One Mourns the Wicked. Goodness knows. The Wizard and I are kind of tied as my number one.
I'm in my Wizard and I era this week. This week I'm in my Wizard and I era. It's my favorite one this week.
The wizard.
Oh, I have a version. I sing it to Fred. When Fred meets the wizard, his whole life will change.
The wizard being Shelby.
Exactly. No, that's literally it. Because Fred met the wizard. That's literally the song we sing.
I mean, honestly, period. Taste.
Yeah. Okay, controversial question.
Also, are we gonna... Okay, we need to pause for a moment because now we just fully talked about Fred and no one even knows who Fred is on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
So we should probably, get into that. We are ready for part 2, girlies.
It's gonna be on my Apple Music Wrap this year, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we mentioned him a couple times. You're probably like, who the hell is Fred?
Who the hell is Fred?
And I was saying I bought my new
Flintstone.
dog. Yes, Fred
Just
Flintstone,
kidding.
Fred Krueger, Freddie Prinze Jr., you know what?
Freddie Mercury, don't forget the biggest one.
Get ready for Freddie Ween. He's going to be all the Freddies.
Freddie Ween.
After Norman passed, I was like, I want another pug. Like, obviously it has nothing to do with Norman and Keiko, but like, I'm not even a dog person. I'm a pug person. Like, I was like, I need a pug. Like, I feel empty. So I started looking maybe like a couple weeks after just at like local rescues because I was like, I know I'm going to get another pug. I'm not going to lie to myself. Me getting another one so soon after, like, has nothing to do with Norman or Keiko, right? So I started looking at different rescues. Like, I was like crazy. Like, I was like, every day, I was like, here's one. Oh, here's one. And
she fell in love with a different dog every day for 30 days. I'm telling you guys.
Oh, when we went to Vegas, I was like looking at the pound in Vegas. Like, I was like looking. And then like I would apply for some and I would get like this one I really liked. They went with someone who had another dog, like whatever, right? And I was like getting discouraged. And then all of a sudden, his name was Marcus on the rescue, Church of Pug. And I was like, oh my God, he's really cute. So I emailed them about him and then this one other little girl. And they were like, well, the girl's already been adopted by her foster parents, so you can interview for the boy. And I was like, okay, like he's cute. We did our interview over, well, they were based out of Seattle, so we're on the island, Vancouver Island. So we did our meeting over like FaceTime. And I was like, oh my God, the dog's really cute. Like, the foster parents were nice. Like, everything was, like, giving. And he was 4 years old. So I was, like, perfect age, right? Mm-hmm. So then I was like, you know what? Like, they said I could have him. So I just went for it. And so I went down to Seattle and picked him up. And now he's Freddie. And he's perfect. He's so cute. I will say, when I got him in person, when I got there, I freaked out. I was like, he's way cuter in person. I was so happy.
Love that.
He's so cute. And he's so good. He's, like, a clingy little baby. And I've always thought, like, oh my God, I wish I could get another dog for him. But like where I live right now, I can only have one. But he is like obsessed with his mom. So I don't think he'd want another. I don't think he'd want a brother or sister.
Yeah.
He's literally a baby.
He needs to keep in mind where he came from, the streets.
He's from the streets.
He's going princess mode. He's going princess mode. But yeah, you need to tell the people the crazy coincidence of like getting him.
First of all, I'm like, I just need to calm down when I talk about him because I'm like, he makes me so happy. But this is like literally a coincidence that he was at the the vet that the rescue took him to was in Vegas, literally down the road from where we were while we were there.
Yeah. Like
he was rescued off the streets of Vegas. They don't know 100% sure if he was given up by someone living on the street or if they were just like he was found.
But
the vet was like, I'm not kidding, like a 10-minute drive straight from
that's the thing.
Where we were staying.
People, I'm telling you, it's the crazy coincidence of the fact that the trip that we had booked right when her last dog died, literally we were going to be 10 minutes away from where her next dog was going to come from as a rescue from anywhere, which she could have been from anywhere in the world, really. But, like, that's insane.
I don't know the story of how he got up to Seattle, but I think sometimes the rescues, like, trade off on who has foster homes and all that, right? So he somehow made his way up to Seattle to the rescue that I was working with. But, like, yeah, the fact that he was in Vegas being taken care of, like, that's crazy.
That's cuckoo energy.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's like something was meant to be about that.
Kooky. Shelby, tell us, do you know anything about Wicked Funko Pops?
Don't play with my Wicked Funko Pop collection. Because, listen, show me one girl who got more Wicked Funko Pops than you, then we can talk.
I'm telling you guys.
I don't know. How did this start? Okay. This started... I know that we found the Glinda and Alphabet one store together, and that kind of, like, triggered the whole thing. But I'm trying to remember, like, beforehand, we must have been looking at them online thinking they looked cute, right?
I mean, I feel like we'd seen them, but I feel like we were out shopping and we saw them at one store. And we had seen them in real life, and we were like, oh, these are really cute. Like, okay, we aren't really Funko Pop collectors or people.
Well,
if you don't know what a Funko Pop is, by the way, here is what they are. They're a range of different little things. They're little collector's items.
I had one, though. That's actually a good point to the story. I had one because I had dog pool.
Right.
Only because I love dog pool.
Yes.
So that's kind of how we were, like, familiar with Funkos, mostly, like, having one physically.
True.
So then, we were at the
forget that.
stores.
So we were out shopping and we'd come across the Alphabet and Glinda Funko Pops. And we were like, these are cute. And then we were at another place when we were shopping and we saw them and they were on sale. And so we were like, okay, Shelby, you should get these. So she did. And then, of course, that snowballed into, well, I guess she should just complete the entire Wicked Funko Pop collection.
Well, but then, okay, this is what happened, though. You went away. So this was over Christmas now. You went away.
To Calgary for the holidays.
So I was alone with my decisions. So I actually So I actually think I went shopping. It wasn't for Boxing Day. It was before Christmas. But I went shopping with my mom. And I was like, I had showed her the Funko Pops I had gotten. And then she loves Wicked too. And we were at another store. And we found Madame Morrible and Fiero. And I was like, that would be cute in my collection. Thinking she would be like, don't need it. Right? Like, she was like, you have to buy it. So I'm like, when you're a parent who, like, I feel like your parents want you to, like, save money, tells you that you need something, you're like, well, I need it. Like, no one's, like, making my decision here of, like, you don't need it.
No one's stopping you.
So I bought those 4, okay? And then, let's just say I have every single one from the collection. She is an eBay buyer. She's a FunkoPop.com buyer. She's an Entertainment Earth pre-orderer. Like...
We've learned a lot. Let's just say if you become a Funko Pop person... We've learned months of very valuable information. So if you'd like to know, drop a comment.
I'm a Funko Pop person now, I think. Like, they're so fun.
I am slowly getting trapped and tricked into it as well. Because we were at 7-Eleven and they had some Batman ones. And I just saw them and I was like, cute, again. And then we were back at 7-Eleven again. And then there was like a Batman one and it was on sale for $7. And I'm like, why would I not buy this? So I bought it. So then I bought one. And then all of a sudden, once you get one, you're never done.
And I can't stop looking at them. Like, I'm like an addict. Like, I'm always like, let's go to the mall and look at Funko Pop. It's my acting.
This is my thing. They're fun. They're so cute. And they have every character, from anything you could ever think of, basically. So it's cool. And real life, like, people, too.
I've started a list in my head of, like, if I saw this outside, I'd buy it. And
you just have to know the ones you want so that when you're out, like, looking and shopping, you can just find them and you're like, okay, I got it, found it.
I haven't finished. Like, I finished the Wicked collection. I just haven't received them all in the mail yet, but I'll post a picture of what I have so far. There's one arriving in a couple days.
You're going to need to, like, give everyone the tea and, like, show them because they're really cute. They're really cool. Even if you didn't even like Funko Pops, like, the Wicked ones are really cute. So... Period, Miss Wicked.
So fun. I love well, I mean, like, speaking of Funko Pops, we are kind of in our collectible era.
We are in a collectible era. Don't get us started.
I never thought I would be one to say that.
I didn't really either, but it also kind of started when we were back in Vegas.
Yeah.
Because when we were in Vegas, we were at Target, which is also just Cade and Shelby trouble right there. And I don't even remember. We were just looking around.
Because we always love to look in, like, the board game area.
Yeah, we do love to look at the board games. We love playing games, so we, like, love to check that out. And then I saw this, like, Batman from the animated series in the 90s, which I used to watch. Yes, I'm a dinosaur. This Joker, like, figure thing. And I was just like, that's so cute. You know, I was like, I'm going to, like, heal my childhood and, like, buy this for myself and just, like, have this. Like, you know, so I was like, that's so cool. Like, some collectible thing. And then I found out there was a whole collection of those that exists and got like, you know, into that. So we've really just been in our collectible era. Like, we have just been geeking out, and honestly, it feels like it's overdue.
Yeah.
Feels like it's just been time. Like, life is short. Sometimes you just gotta geek out, freak out, be crazy.
It's been so much fun.
Exactly.
He bought something this morning, so, like...
Shh.
Actually, like, not even just our collectible era. I've been in a shopping era. Like, and someone needs to, like, kibosh it.
Yeah.
This is my thing.
Someone needs to... You know what? You are the one I blame, but someone needs to block the Amazon app from my phone, because I creep that like people creep social media.
Yeah.
I'm creeping the prices on my, like, wish list, like I'm creeping the social media feed.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, if that goes down, I'll just buy that. If that goes down, I'll buy that, period. Like, ooh.
I know. I don't know why I've been such, like, a spending
Sponsor
mood.
us, Amazon.
Yeah. No, I don't know why I've been such in a spending mood. I mean, I'll talk more about it once it happens, but, like, I bought tickets to see Trisha Paytas. I bought a bunch of stuff for my new dog. I don't know, like, we haven't never really been, like, crazy buyers, though. Like, I will give us that, right? Like, would you agree?
We don't really spend money like that on things. Like, we like to do really fun stuff and cool stuff, but I don't know, material things. I feel like I went through a material phase, and then I went out of my material phase, and I think I'm going back into my material phase again, because life is kind of short and things are fun, and, like, I think the digital era of everything just, like, took me out of that.
Yes, almost. It ruined it a little bit.
Yeah, but now I'm honestly kind of tired of the digital era. Like, give me tangible things. Give me 2025. The girls are in their collectible era.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
We're going to have to talk about the looming TikTok ban.
The elephants in the room.
The elephant in the room. Yeah, TikTok apparently getting banned in, like, a day.
Right now, when we're filming this, we're about 48 hours away.
Less than. Yeah, we're less than 48 hours away from the TikTok ban. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's very kooky. I think it sucks, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's dumb. I mean, if the government wants your information, they've already got it, babe.
Oh,
okay? They've already got it. I mean, half the things we buy...
I will hand deliver my data to China on a silver platter tonight. Let me keep TikTok.
That's the thing is, people already have. They've gone to whatever Red Note, whatever that is that they want to go to. They've done what they're doing. I don't know. I mean, I'm good with Instagram, y'all. If we could just go back to the old days.
Me too.
The old days.
I do have to say, I do think it's really funny, all the memes that are like the U.S. government waking up the day after TikTok bans with another Chinese app. It's like the number. I do think that's freaking funny. But I did download that app and I was so bored. So I'm not, don't catch me on there.
I don't speak the language, so I'm not going to understand it. So I'm good. When we have another app that everyone jumps on, like, maybe I will. But I feel like everyone for now is going to Instagram. However it goes, however the cookie crumbles, we'll be here. We'll be here.
Yeah, lots of people jumping back to YouTube. I think there's going to be another YouTube era. And I'd just like to note, we never left.
We never left, and everyone's welcome here. This is the spot. All of our kooky kings and queens in the Kooky studio.
I'm so happy we have a studio, you guys.
Oh, it's been overdue. I mean, I guess it's that time. Thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for being here with us. We are going to be back way more often, way more frequent. Get ready for those once a week Thursday videos. And
I had so much fun today. It felt so bad. It felt good to be back in Yap. I feel like I'm kind of like discombobbled of like, I feel like we have so much to talk about. But like next week, like Yap times 2.
I feel like we missed 90% of the Yap I wanted to talk about, only because I just can't remember it because there was so much to cover. But we'll be back and there will be yapping forever. The yapping never stops. Y'all know that here. So thanks again for watching Kooky Times. And we will see you guys next time.
The #1 podcast in Canada.
Period. Bye.